So as usual, I'm just gonna take us through a few housekeeping rules. So I am going to keep everybody on mute. That is to avoid any type of feedback or any type of interruptions from the background. Yes, you can't see me either, but you should be able to see my screen. If you can't see the screen, do let me know, although I think it'll be just fine to see it. For the remainder of the presentation also, if you do need to ask any type of specific questions, anything like that, do so in chat. Hopefully people will be joining us as we go along. I know that here in the GTA area, we actually are going back to work today, so I'm assuming that some people might be preoccupied and kind of gearing up to go back to their salons and reopen. But I just want to make sure that you also understand that today's review is of a professional treatment. So we have done already a retail review for PHYT, which is available on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go ahead, if you haven't had a chance to join us for this, you can always go back and look at it there. This will also be posted to the YouTube channel so that you can have a look at it a little later. Or if you have to interrupt and leave at some point, you can always go back and review it there. So it will be in the setting of professional treatment. And of course, with PHYT, as you know, we do have a very long-standing history of the company. The company has been around for a very long period of time and was really the pioneering company when it comes to the idea of natural beauty. So producing the type of products that do not contain any type of synthetic materials, but rather products that are based solely on natural ingredients. So with this little movie that I'm going to play right here, I'm going to be able to show you that, yes, it is 100% a large gamma of products, not only to support your retail, but also to support your professional treatment from a standpoint of a facial treatment as well as body treatment. So really offering everything that you need for your clients. Now, in addition to this, a few things that are pertaining specifically to the professional side of things, but also to the retail in some extent. Obviously, the products are 100% made in France, so that could be a great selling point with some of our consumers. Consumers know that France have a very long-standing history in production of cosmetics and skincare, and they are really the world leader when it comes to that sector of industry. But particularly when it comes to PHYT, what's really also interesting and really interesting to share with your client is that this is a line that adheres to the Biocosmetic Charter certifications, which means that all of the products have been certified to be natural. And of course, in some cases, also organic. They do always give you full transparency as to how many of the ingredients come from the organic agriculture versus how many of the ingredients come from different type of sources. So that is something that it kind of needs a little bit of an introduction or maybe a recap from our previous session. But when it actually pertains to the professional treatment itself, what's really interesting is that PHYT also looks at a luxury component. So the products are obviously unnatural. They do smell very natural, but they also have a very, very pleasant and unique texture. And this is really important to understand. I understand that, a lot of people out there work with lines that are well established in the organic or natural market, and they are used to certain type of quality of the products. You will be very pleasantly surprised that in this line, the quality of the product is really, really high. And it kind of attests to the whole idea of sensorality, where you want to have that kind of very specific stimulation to senses. So it also becomes a very emotional line. Clients who receive a professional treatment in PHYT will usually follow up with wanting to purchase some retail product. So this is absolutely amazing. I think a lot of the clients out there are looking for that type of product, that type of application. Of course, there is also the idea of customization. So in terms of professional treatment, like any other traditional line out there, you will notice that PHYT always adheres to full customization, making sure that you have every option you need to treat almost the trickiest of skin conditions that you can find out there. So in terms of efficacy, the products are also always tested. These are in vivo tests and studies that are performed on participants. And of course, the unique efficacy of the products are being definitely looked at before the product actually launches on the market. So you also have to be aware of the fact that they are fully tested product prior to launching into the market for your consumers. Couple of very unique professional product kind of aspects are not only the fact that we're looking at obviously beauty and pleasure, we're looking at the efficacy and the safety. That is, of course, kind of taken as a granted, but also the fact that we work with products now that are very unique from a perspective. They are professional products that are preservative free. And when you're thinking about clients out there, you're thinking, well, what is the one of the things that consumers always want from their natural product? Oh, is this product also, based on preservative options? And in this case here, they are actually preservative free. You may be wondering, how the heck is this even possible to produce a product in that type of scenario? I'll get to it in my next slide. But in addition to this, we're also looking at professional treatments that are single-dosed ampules that are maximally, you cannot get more hygienic and more pure when in this type of packaging, and we'll elaborate on that as well. There are, of course, exclusive products for professional treatment only. And that is also very important to you as a treatment provider, because you want to make sure that you have something that is super efficacious and really unique to the professional treatment, but you also have a full retail, line of products that can support that type of a treatment as well. So we, of course, tailor to any needs of any type of skin, whether you're looking for skincare to simply balance and maintain your skin type, or is it for, specific unique needs. You will find out in a moment that PHYT really does have everything that you need to offer. Quick recap from our previous session. So the retail session, which is now available on YouTube. So I did mention that at the beginning, but we had some newcomers here too. So just mentioning it again. When you're thinking about the unique perspective of PHYT as a natural organic line, a couple of the things to really kind of adhere to and to remind yourself and your clients is that PHYT does not use any type of synthetic fragrance, any type of synthetic ingredients of any kind, stabilizers, homogenizers, nothing from a synthetic preservative base. They also avoid any petrochemicals, although technically they could be considered natural, and any animal products. So this is also very important. A lot of clients nowadays want to see that little leaping bunny symbol on their product, making sure that there's no animal byproducts, especially very important for vegans, but also the fact that the products have not been tested on animals, okay? Another thing also to kind of take a note of is that they do avoid any type of genetically modified sources for the ingredients. And to be honest, it is very, hi Sarah, and it is very, very important to also make sure that you're able to recognize that in European Union, where these products are being made, genetically modified ingredients are just not the type of things that is allowed in skincare or in food industry at all. So ingredients that PHYT, however, uses certified organic ingredients when possible. Sometimes it is impossible to make a product fully organic, and they do understand that, and they really look after the efficacy of the products they put in their products. So ingredients that put in their products. So in a nutshell, you always want to make sure that you have a very balanced but very efficacious formula as well. So we, of course, always look at naturally derived ingredients from plant and vegetal sources. We also look at enrichment within those ingredients with some of the unique kind of macronutrients that skin will need. Things like that are mentioned in the bracket, there's some calcium, iron, magnesium, and so on. We also are looking at additional aspect of vitamin enriched products, and being actually uniquely derived, a lot of the compounds are from vegetal sources or plant sources. That comes, of course, with its own slew of vitamins that are being delivered. And when the product is scented, to some extent, it is always done at a very, very low therapeutic level, very easy to tolerate for the skin, but also based on 100% pure essential oils. So when it comes to the quality of the essential oils, you can be guaranteed best of the best when it comes to PHYT. Another thing too, so as I mentioned before, the products are based on, preservative-free idea. So how is it that this company can actually give you a preservative-free product that can be stabilized and kept for a very long period of time? One of the things that you notice, so this is prevalent in the professional range. When it comes to the retail, I kind of described it last time, but for the retail products, there is some preservatives, obviously, because products are not hermetically or airlessly kind of enclosed. And one of the things to remember with retail is that even you are going to say that to your consumers, one of the things you can promise them that the preservatives are not synthetic. They actually come from natural sources and that usually kind of acid balancers within the product. But another thing to mention is that if you open a tube of product, you're probably going to be using that product quite quickly. Therefore, the period after opening on most of the retail products for PHYT is about 3 months. Okay, so that's to kind of suggest to the client that yes, you have to use the product, and most of the products are uniquely packaged in 40-gram tubes. So that means that you're going to have enough for about 3 months period. I can tell you that I've had my products open for a lot longer than that, and they don't disintegrate right away. It's not the same case as milk in your fridge, even doesn't do that, but that is the guaranteed efficacy and pureness of the product is 3 months. But when it comes to the professional products, the packaging is slightly different. So if you notice, they are actually packaged in this specific type of ampoules that are completely preservative free. They are also hermetically closed, so in an environment which is airless, so that also prevents oxidation of the product. And in a patented type of process, if you notice, it is actually sealed by a very high temperature, which also eliminates any type of introduction of bacteria or pathogenic agents. And of course, this product now is preserved for a very long period of time. Your goal will be to open your products for your professional use literally as your client arrives into the room, okay? So that they do not oxidize and they use right away. In terms of products that support your treatment within the treatment room, you will notice there is a wide variety of different types of products. Whether you're looking at balancing your skin type, we do have basic care for that type of application. But of course, we do have application of treatments that are probably more suitable for skin condition treatment. So we do have things that help dehydration, that help sensitivity in the skin, acne conditions, or pigmentation. We do have a full range of treatments that are available for your anti-aging care. And in addition to this, we also do have something from a unique needs care perspective. So something for men, something for people who do suffer from more of a skin conditions that are kind of combined to a barrier dysfunctions. And then we, of course, have something unique for the eye application as well. In addition to this, there are 2 other treatments, which I will not be covering today, but 2 treatments that are a little bit more advanced from a perspective of its ingredients and its performance. And those are, of course, Panacea treatment and the Fit Skin Renov treatment, which is a glycolic peel, whereas the Panacea treatment is a little bit more of an advanced anti-aging, but more of a global anti-aging treatment, where every aspect of aging, including pigmentation, is looked after within that treatment. And of course, remember that there is a wide range or variety of products that are available for your retail support. So obviously, like I said, we've gone over that in my previous webinars, and that can be viewed on our YouTube channel as well. So for professional spa treatments, how are they packaged? They're packaged in singular packets. If you notice, they kind of look like a series of ampoules that are basically steps within a treatment. And of course, when it comes to that, that's not the only thing that is there to support you. PHYT also looks at a very specific therapeutic manipulations, which you can learn, like welcoming massage, like lymphoenergetic massage, and a very, very specific work with towels, which I will bring on in a moment, that also enhances the experience of your client within a treatment room. So once you get 1 packet of treatment, so this complete packet here on the left-hand side is per 1 treatment, per 1 client, per 1 day, of course. When you're purchasing treatments from PHYT, you will have actually a collection of 13 packets such as this one. And you will be able to get everything that you pretty much need for performance of the treatment, the core of the treatment, within the 13 package kind of scenario. There are certain amount of treatment that will be needed outside of that, and I'll get into the details in a moment, but the heart, the core of the treatment is always maintained within the packet. So if you notice here, the steps of the treatments are such: cleanser, toner, there's a specific serum, a mask, and a finishing cream. In order to perform the treatment successfully, you will need to sort of lay out your treatment really clearly for yourself. So I suggest using little Duralex cups like these ones to express the treatment into, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. You will also need a few spatulas, you will need some brushes, and you will need a very unique item, which is that little orange rubber pump that will actually allow you to express products that are of a higher viscosity. So we'll look at that in a moment. Let me show you how to actually work with that. So in order to open any type of water or oil-based ampule, this is actually quite simple. You have to break the ampule on each side. It's very easy to do it, but always use a tissue so that prevents injury to you. It is glass after all. Now, when you have, and you see the product just flies out, but when you're working with a product that is more viscous, like creams or masks, you will need this little pump to attach to the end of the ampule and then press, okay? So allow it to press. It will express pretty much 90% to 99% of the product, and now that product is ready to use. So very, very simple application. You can get this pump pretty much for free whenever you invest in for the first time in your treatments with PHYT. So like I mentioned before, you also have a unique strategy for more comfort when you're removing certain type of products such as masks or cleansers, with what's called the Oshibori technique. We go over that in our professional application and the hands-on treatment as well. But if you notice, it's a pretty simple technique, and we're using select microfiber cloths that will be a game changer for you. I have to say, I've been always a towel user in my professional application, and that worked out quite well for me. But the moment I switched to these little cloths, it was like a night and day. Clients will say very often that, oh my God, what is this? It's like, it feels like heaven. They're so soft, they're so nice, and they're really, really effective at removing thicker products. So that kind of, encompasses the kind of French techniques that are very unique, and your client has, a very pleasant effect from the treatment. So going back to our packaging and our professional treatments, I'm just bringing on a different packet here for you to look at. We're going to go into the specifics of each in a moment, but I want to go over some of the aspects of what is included and what is not included in the packaged treatments, and what you will need to purchase outside of the 13 treatments that you're going to be investing in. So let's take a look. What is included in the packet? You will always be given a cleanser, 100% of the time within the basic treatments or the specific cares. This will be lait de soin, which is a specific milk-based cleanser. You will notice that there's not a lot of this cleanser. So a lot of the times I get a question from our clients here at Euro Essentials. They will say, is this enough to cleanse the entire face? And my answer is always, you have to believe me, it is. It's actually very, very effective at removing any type of makeup, any type of, kind of pollution or debris on the surface of the skin, and it can actually be enough to extend into the neck, decollete, and even sometimes the upper arm area. Then, of course, you're going to be given a specific toner. For the basic care, it's our basic toners, which is the same ones that are available in retail. Hydrolat Orangere for a drier skin type, and Hydrolat Eucalyptus, which is more for the application on the mixed or oily skins. And for most of our more advanced treatments, this will be tonique, which is a specific tonic for professional use that will have to be diluted in specification with water. So we'll get into that in a moment. Specific cares also are given, so those are typically serums or special type of treatment. In some select treatments, there will be actually 2 serums for you. In some, there will be 1. And most of the time when it's just 1, it's always going to be an oily type substance that will also double up as your massage treatment. So there is no massage cream in the PHYT treatments at all. You're actually using your oil serum to massage the skin with, okay? And that will be explained as we go through the treatments step by step. Mask is also typically included, whether in the ampule or externally, but it is part of your package. And then, of course, we also do have the end of care moisturizer, which is provided for you. And this typically will be what kind of is selected and outlined in a retail situation as well, so that you can go ahead and transfer that into a retail sale as well. What's not included, however, in the packages is makeup removers. Those products you will have to purchase remotely. Extra toner, if you would like. Some people like to perform compresses, whether it's on the eyes or on the face or in other areas of the body while the treatment is going on. And there is also another product which I will introduce to you if you don't know it just yet, called Eau de Gommande. This is a product that will be used for kind of a very specific treatment application, and you can use it as a therapeutic water within the treatment. Exfoliation is also not included. There are 2 specific products which you can purchase additionally to the treatment. And with that, I will go into review of some of the products that you may or may not have included in the treatment. But I will actually do it in a more of a chronological approach for you, so that you're able to actually see the steps of the treatment really perform. But I'm going to start with one product that if you have done the retail webinar, you already met. This is our Eau de Gommande. And this product actually for professional use, you do have an access to in a 250 ml bottle. This is a therapeutic source water that comes to us from the Gomash region of France. And it is a very specific water that has medicinal properties that are soothing, that are calming to the skin, and can be used for you, especially in a professional application, as an additional treatment that you can offer to your clients with more of a troubled skin condition. So maybe very sensitive, barrier impaired skins, clients with acne, because there is actually a kind of an isotope of sulfur in this water that does kind of help to resolve these type of issues. And you can also use it as an end of care preparation for application of final finishing cream. So lots and lots of entry points for this for a professional. You can see there's a little bit of an expansion of the benefits of it here in the Perfect 4 section that you can also adhere to when you're thinking about using this type of product for later for your client in a retail application. And of course also there is another very unique perspective of it. If you have a client that you perhaps have waxed, or you have performed a laser or resurfacing treatment of any kind, that maybe it's not even a PHYT related treatment, you can use this product also to humidify the skin after a treatment, to lock hydration, and to also balance the skin from a sort of more of a redness or irritation perspective. Okay, so really, really good product to invest in, and I would suggest that you do get that. One product that I also did not really highly talked about before, but it is kind of, I wanted to wait for this moment here. It is a superb addition to the treatment. It is actually something that you can see here on the right-hand side in the little movie. It's used as a welcoming kind of manipulation at the beginning of pretty much every single one of the PHYT treatments. It is a product that is disinfecting, but it is also a product that comes with a very specific aroma that is relaxing for the client. So if you notice, the lady there started with an inhalation therapy first, then she applied this product kind of as a disinfectant to her hands and to the client prior to first step of the treatment, really. This is at the very, very beginning. And then she's performing few little manipulations with breath. And of course, in the expanded part of the video here, you will also notice that she continues to little pressure point techniques and things like that to just welcome, relax the client, and get them in kind of a mood for treatment. So this product actually in today's world it's fantastic to have. It is actually based on alcohol as well, so that you have that strong disinfecting effect. So good for you, good for your client as well. And of course with the extra benefit of aromatherapy component. So you have that. For application in a retail sector, we very often use this product for application for acne or any type of disturbances that could be bacterial to the skin, because that gives you that sense of antibacterial action, and also promotes healing and repairing in the tissue. So very, very good kind of a welcoming step within the treatment. What's also going to have to be a separate purchase for you is a makeup remover of sorts. We do have two formulas. The one that flew on the screen right now is our lotion. The lotion makeup remover is obviously formulated to attract more of a moisture-based makeup. So perhaps conventional makeup will be definitely good for you. Very, very good for eyelash extensions as well. So if you have that type of situation, this is an aqueous, means water-based type of product, and it will be suitable for that. However, if your client comes in with a thicker makeup, or perhaps has a waterproof mascara on, or any type of situation such as this one, we do have a lipophilic oil-based formula that can also be used in these type of situations. So those toners obviously are not included. You will have to purchase them. This is their professional counterpart in terms of packaging, but we do have them in a smaller version also available for retail. Okay. So every single treatment, so this is a product that is absolutely included with every one of your packages. There is a specific cleanser. And in case of most of the treatments in PHYT, this will be a cleansing milk, which closely resembles actually an item in our retail, which is the Lait Nettoyant, the waterless cleanser. This is the same idea. It's a waterless treatment. Can be actually removed without water if you ever are in a need of such application for super dry skins or impaired barrier skins. But of course, you can also rinse it with one of the Oshoboris or some other type of items that you might have handy right away. This treatment actually smells very uniquely. A lot of clients will actually talk about how, you know, emotionally close they are to the product because it smells so beautifully. It actually has a scent of verbena and lemon. So very, very different type of scent that clients are typically used out of their products out there. You will, like I said, have it in almost all of the treatments. And of course, remember that this type of product, because it is a cream-based product, will need the little rubber kind of pump to express it very efficiently for you for the treatment. So in addition to this, we also do have options. So in the basic treatments, you do have this specific toners included for you, but you can also expand into adding them as an extra kind of purchase, and you can have them in a 500 ml packaging too. These are typically used, several times during the treatment. So sometimes we find that maybe we don't have enough within what was provided for the treatment, and can be something that you can also put in a spray bottle. If you prefer that type of application, very, very easy to transition into that, okay? So two formulas, Hydrolat Orangel, which is more for the drier skin conditions or skin types. And then, of course, we also do have the Hydrolat Eucalyptus, which is more than suitable for skins that are mixed or oily. So you can always have an additional purchase of that. Now, the tonique that comes in most of your professional treatments that are more advanced, you will notice is this formula. And with this formula, one little caveat is whenever you get and you see there's a tonique, one thing that you will need to do is dilute it with 30 ml of mineral water. So they suggest mineral water, of course, but you can use tap water as well if you really have no access to anything else. But they do prefer that you do, kind of combine it with something a little extra here. So it's completely up to you. And when you actually mix it, you notice that the concentrate that is in the ampule, you can transition it into the little cups I showed you at the very beginning, mix it with water, and you will have probably enough for about 6 cotton rounds. So at the entry point of the treatment, after masking, and before application of your final product. So with that in mind, also, we do have 2 different types of exfoliants that are also not included with your package. So just always remember it's not part of the treatment, but rather you will have to purchase them separately. And that is Gomash Contact Plus and a uniquely professional product, which is Nature Peel. The Gomash Contact Plus, actually, some of you might already have had some maybe experience with it. It is absolutely fantastic treatment for very, very sensitive or delicate skins, or anybody with a normal skin type as well. And what's unique about it is that you will want to paint it onto the skin almost like a mask, but with a very, very thin layered application. You will then want to definitely leave it for about 2 to maybe 5 minutes for it to dry off a little bit or gum up on the surface of the skin. And what you're going to do then is with circular movements, you're going to friction the product off. Typically in a professional application, what I will do is I will set 2 tissues, one on each side of the face, so that when you're actually going ahead and with very, very delicate movements, you're going friction this product off, it actually falls onto the tissue. So after application of the product, I just remove the tissues and I have no extra mess. Okay. Any type of a leftover product, even though this product does leave a little bit of a barrier on the skin and you don't want to strip that too much, you will notice that you might have to sometimes go into a toner and kind of remove it. So this is where having extra toner comes beneficial. And or you can also use your towels, your oshoboris, to remove this product from the skin. The other thing that is also available, and this is more for combination to oily skin, is a scrub type chemical and mechanical remover or exfoliant, which is a little bit more, I guess, harsher on the skin in application, but it is based on a salt scrub. And what's really interesting is that when you're thinking about skin that maybe is a little bit more delicate, you can always add a little bit of toner with this product as well to kind of stretch it a little bit further and make it more delicate. The salt beads tend to dissolve a little bit, and that the chemical application is actually more visible. Where you have the chemical action from, if you notice into its composition, the mechanical exfoliator is sea salt, whereas the wintergreen is a keratolytic and sensitizing exfoliator and sanitizing exfoliator rather, sorry. And what you're actually going to notice with that is it has a carrier of salicylic acid. So it's very, very beneficial for skins that are a little bit more congested or more on the kind of pre-acne or stage 1 acne type. Okay. So treatment steps, just to kind of, because this can be very overwhelming to see all these products come up at you from the very beginning. But one thing I want to reiterate is for the steps of the treatment, the first item that you're always going to be utilizing that's not part of any of the treatments, you will have to purchase that separately, is Natural Derm. That is for the welcoming massage. That is for the disinfecting stage of the treatment. The second step is, of course, makeup remover. And when it comes to removing makeup, of course, one of the things that you're going to notice is that, this is a quick option for you. It can be that prior to the cleanser that is included in your package or after application of the cleanser. That really does not matter. And Sarah had a question here. Can we use this with the steamer? I'm assuming you're talking about the exfoliants. I kind of missed that question. I didn't see it pop up. Yes. Okay. So for the exfoliation, when you're using the Gomash Contact Plus, you do not want to use an additional steam, because this product actually has to be based on some amount of drying, right? So you don't want to do that. However, you can use steam with the Nature Peel. So that is definitely something that you can do, and it actually will stretch the product a little bit further for you. So hopefully that answers your question. So once we are ready for cleansing, we go into that, open it up, of course, express it with our little pump, apply it to the skin and remove it, either with oshobori or tissuing it off. Of course, toner is next. Remember, for the tonique, you will have to dilute it with that 30 ml of water. And then, of course, we go into selection of our exfoliants. I want to sell you an extra tip here as well. If you have a client whose skin is definitely on a thicker perspective, this is a client who maybe requires really a more aggressive form of exfoliation, you can actually start the exfoliation with Nature Peel and continue to application of the Contact Plus Gomash right after for a little extra polishing action. So I hope that makes sense. If you, however, require more advanced exfoliation, of course, the line does have a peel to offer. I will not be covering it today, but it is something you can look into in the future. So of course, after application of exfoliation and the subsequent removal, we go into application of specific cares. In this situation, this basic treatment here that you have for normalizing of oily skin will come with only one specific care, which is oil-based. You will apply this product onto the skin and you will actually maneuver it in by means of massage. So this is where your true massage comes in, and your technique could be anything from an effleurage based techniques like a traditional European massage, or you can go ahead and apply something like lymphatic manipulations, which we also do have specific steps for. Afterwards, of course, we then apply a mask. Typically, the oil-based serum is not removed from the skin. It is actually absorbed into the skin quite well, where it goes into work via the appendigeal way of your skin's absorption. So definitely affiliates within the follicles in your skin and drives the active ingredients in that way. The mask is applied, of course, to the face, to the neck, and slightly to the kind of tip of your décolleté. Usually you do have enough mask from there. And then, of course, once the mask application is finished, then we go ahead, remove it, and apply the end of care moisturizers. So that makes the treatment super, super simple. There really is nothing that you're unused to as a professional treatment provider. The only unique aspect of the PHYT treatment is that the core of the treatment will always be monodose, and that hermetically closed environment. Of course, it is also preservative free. So hopefully that kind of gives you an overview of it, but we're going to go into a selection of treatments that I'm going to talk you through and some of the unique perspectives of those treatments as well. Okay, so take into kind of granted that we will only discuss now the treatment specific unique ampules that are within that treatment packet. Of course, I already bank on the fact that we went through the fact that we use natural derm, that we have a specific cleanser with all of them, specific toner and exfoliation. Okay, so that will be no longer chronologically kind of covered here for you, but it will all make sense. So if you notice, the first product, the first treatment that you have from a perspective of professional application is our Equilibre Purifiant Care. So I know not everybody speaks French. Hey, listen, I don't speak French. I try my best to pronounce the names quite well. Hopefully I'm doing a good job at it. But one of the things that I want to say about this treatment, so this is from our basic care. What that means, just to reiterate to some of you that join us a little bit later, when it comes to basic care, we're looking at a situation where we're balancing or looking after the generic skin type of our clients. So when you're thinking about a spa level treatments, we always have this type of entry level treatments, and then we have the advanced treatments. So for our client, this will be an entry level treatment. Let's say somebody who comes in and is talking about, I don't want really an expensive treatment. I just want to experience the line. What do you have to offer to me? One of the two treatments that I'm going to cover here will be sufficient to introduce your client to the Gamme of the treatments within PHYT. So what you will do, of course, if your client struggles with maintaining, there's another question here. So let me just take a look. So Kate is asking, I do not use a steamer, but hot electric mask. How to incorporate it before extractions? Oh, very good question. So typically you will probably do that right after exfoliation. Even with the application of the first specific cares, you can probably also incorporate it, but maybe after cleansing and exfoliation, you can definitely do that for a few moments, and then that will have that pore opening effect for you. So in between steps of the treatment, pretty much. So hopefully that answers your question. So duration of this treatment with hot towel. Yeah, you can definitely use it with hot towel, Kate. I don't see why not. Yeah, no problem. All right. Smiley face back to you. So another thing too, remember those treatments are also going to be quite low on the duration. So you can actually probably squeeze in this treatment in a 45-minute interval. I know that, you know, when it comes to European markets, they do like their lengthy treatments, and that is something that they kind of are keen on. Here in North America, a lot of the times, you know, everybody is looking at time as money. So perhaps, yes, you can probably do it a little bit shorter, but typically about an hour. And if you want to offer it to a client who struggles with maintenance of their oily skin, you want to make sure that you offer them 6 sessions to begin. And then, of course, in maintenance once per month. So this, you're going to notice, is pretty much the same type of recommendation for every one of the treatments. I will not repeat this as we go along, but you will notice that it will pop up here on the left-hand side for you as well. So let's take a look at what is uniquely specific to this treatment. So obviously this is part exfoliation. So once we complete the first kind of entry points of the service, we go into application of an oily serum. And I know sometimes people will say, well, wait a second, I have an oily skin, so are you putting oil on my skin? Well, traditionally, if you're thinking about what balances what, oil attracts oil. Therefore, to best way to bring in some oily type, or soluble, I should say, oily soluble ingredients, it is in an oily environment. So we definitely use this product. It's been specifically prepared for that type of application. It does have a purifying and astringent effect, balancing and soothing, and it also gives you some antioxidant and brightening potential. So it will be actually liked by most clients out there. And technically, you want to apply it with an effleurage all over the face, neck, and décolleté. You can work this product in until pretty much full absorption. And then what's recommended very strongly here is some type of lymphatic treatment. If you don't know the manipulations that are specific to PHYTs, you're probably familiar with some type of a technique that is for lymphatic elimination. This will be best used here. Okay, so because you're working with the oily skin, there will be needed that kind of detoxifying effect from that manipulation as well. Once the product is absorbed into the skin, you do not remove it from the skin unless you really have a super oily skin and you notice that the product still leaves a little bit of a sleek on the skin. Maybe in that situation, I would take a tissue and just simply blot some of the excess off, but I will continue immediately to my mask application. The mask that is available here is Mask PHYT. For those of you that like to sort of make your own customized treatments, this mask is available separately outside of this packet and can be purchased also to build your own treatment for your clients, which is possible with PHYTs as well. So with this mask over here, you're going to notice it does still have a very, very unique texture. It kind of feels like it's clay based, but it really isn't, although it does have some element of clay, obviously for the absorbing potential, but it is more of a creamy texture. And it does have a camphor element that is kind of cooling and soothing, but also purifying and decongestant. The active ingredients, of course, are there more for the balancing and the astringent action. Okay, so typically within PHYTs, every single treatment will require you to leave the mask on for about 15 minutes. Okay, sometimes it's a little bit longer. Here it's about 15 minutes. At that point, remove it and continue to the application of the End Care Cream, which this actually here is a product that is also in the everyday care. So the Du Séjour care from PHYTs. And it is a product that is more mattifying for the skin. So Suan Matifiant, as the name kind of suggests, it has a mattifying effect, very lightweight product for your client. So that will be pretty much it for the oily skin treatment. But of course, we do not forget that we do have clients that will need more of a nourishing and soothing action. So this treatment is actually ideal for clients with normal skin that is not bothered by any specific conditions or issues. And of course, your dry skin type clients. So of course, the treatment start will be the same way as we describe it for every unique treatment. After the exfoliation, of course, here more of the time you're going to be using the Gomash Contact Plus as your exfoliation option, and you're going to be removing it with the provided toner, which is Hydrolat Orangere. Okay. So of course here we are going to continue to an application of your specific care. So in this case here, we do have an oily serum. So again, oil. Here, of course, for more of the nourishing action. So notice that we're using a sunflower and sweet almond oil, right? So those are unique ingredients that are almost bioidentical to the lipidic production in your skin. So they will be absorbed by the skin very easily. We also do have sesame oil, rosehip muscat oil, which is very rich in the omega-3 and omega-6s. So again, reinforcing the lipidic production in the skin and giving the skin the elasticity and the suppleness that it's lacking, right? So dry skins tend to be quite feeling tight because there could be some moisture loss. And of course, they have the evidence of roughness in the skin, which is then, of course, indicative of loss of lipids. So we have everything here that we need to perform the massage with it as well. So obviously, you're going to continue to that. Once the massage is finished, then we go into application of Mask Comfort, which is a mask that will be definitely more nourishing in texture. If you notice here, we also have a good supply of beeswax, which is nourishing to the skin, and we also have an aloe vera extract, which will be more of a moisturizing, kind of like a moisture blocking ingredient, right? And then, of course, the other thing that you're going to do after the mask, which mask is left on for 15 minutes, is you're going to apply Suan Hydra Protecteur, which is also from our Du Séjour line. So if client does enjoy this type of application, they can transition into purchasing this product as well. So those are our two basic products. If you want to up your game a little bit with either one of the treatments, so not necessarily just the simple ones, but you can actually add it to the specific cares, which we're going to transition into in a moment. There is one specific ampule or treatment that you can purchase outside of your packages of treatments. This is a product called Kapil Rose. And what this product actually does, it is a fantastic product for clients who have capillary and large situations. So anybody from maybe typically somebody who is slightly rosaic or has some type of cuperose or, telangiectasic type of conditions in the skin, you can incorporate this into the service prior to application of your oily serum. Okay, so this will have to go right after exfoliation before the application of your oily serum and your manipulation with massage. So definitely a great idea. They do give you an extra tip here. So you can also apply about 3/4 of the existing serum and then work in the other quarter at the end with the leave-on cream. So really, really fantastic product. Couple of the ingredients that are worth of mentioning here is Cantella asiatica and horse chestnut. I actually have little pictures of these two. This is actually something that in medicinal application has been used, and it shows a really nice healing effect and capillary elasticizing effect. So it does look after the health of capillaries within the skin too. So always make sure that you do have that option for those skins that will have that unique need. Okay, so let's progress to some of our specific treatments here. Those are more advanced, and obviously these are for treatment of a specific skin conditions. The first treatment here will be treatment for oily skin. So yes, I know I just mentioned an oily skin treatment, but remember that this one also more purifying for the skin than the previous one. So imagine somebody with acne, perhaps, that will be a candidate for this because you do have an extraction-based treatment. So this one will be a little slightly more complicated, but I will definitely go very slowly here so that you can get all the steps of the treatment. Now, prior to application of this treatment, there is a small suggestion, a little tip from a professional esthetician to the client. You can start by application of Aroma Clear Serum about a week prior to the treatment, and that will actually allow for some of the comedone activity to subside and for the comedones to become softer. So for those of you that maybe don't know if it's from a perspective of retail, this is one of our main serums that we have available in the line that is specifically used for acne-ridden skin. And they do suggest this treatment prior to it because, like I said, it softens the skin and it actually allows you to eliminate the impactions much, much easier. This serum is renamed from C17 serum, which you will still see here in our professional application. And in the retail line, it's called Aroma Clear Serum. So I know that some of you had joined us a little bit later, and I did mention at the beginning of the service, or of the webinar, sorry, the webinar, that I also did the kind of retail composition of it. I went over some of those treatments with you, and that is now downloaded to our YouTube channel, so you can go ahead and visit that there. Please do subscribe when you're there. It helps our traffic. It's a brand new channel, so we want to make the best of it and make it visible for everybody out there. So coming back to the treatment here. So obviously here you're going to start with the same steps that we already discussed, but in preparation, so past exfoliation, in preparation for extractions, you do have one specific treatment here, which is the Anti-Comedone Serum. The way that you're going to work with this product is you're going to obviously express it out of the vial into a little dish. Then with the cotton swab, so typically we're using just like a Q-tip type of application, you're going to saturate the Q-tip with this product and you're going to sweep it through the skin in upwards movements. Just be very, very careful not to put this product close to the nose opening, lips, and eyes. So very, very be very, very careful with the application. This is actually a product that is intended to soften some of the keratin deposits. So it will be in preparation, like I said, for your exfoliation. It will be fantastic for that. You want to apply it up, leave it for about 5 minutes, and warn your clients that there could be some feeling of tingling or itching in the skin. The active ingredient in this product is potassium and copper. So both of those work kind of synergetically together in terms of opening the pores and softening the extraction. So can we use it on active acne? Yes, Sarah, you can definitely do that. So once this is all kind of, the application has gone by, there is an extra amount of cleanser that has been provided for you. So do use it to remove this product prior to extraction. It's very important to remove this product fully from the skin. So there will be kind of like a double cleansing technique at the very beginning and then after this Anti-Comedone Serum. You can also use steam, but not typically in the application of the Anti-Comedone Serum, but rather after you have removed it. So I know that Kate had a question about her warming mask. So Kate, for you specifically, you probably want to be using the mask after you've removed this Anti-Comedone Serum completely. Okay, so allow that little extra time. I will tell you that I have never used a desincrustation option better than this. You, under a light, if you have a magnifying lamp, you will be able to identify every single comedone that could possibly be used for, towards extractions by looking at what turned blue on the skin. So the bluish tint within the product will kind of gather around those keratin deposits, and it will lead you into identifying what can be extracted very, very easily. Right? So that's something that is very unique, and the extractions are butter-like. It's so easy to extract the skin. So after application of this specific product, of course, the extractions will happen, and then we go into application of about 3/4 of our serum C17, and we perform our lymphoenergetic massage or effleurage-based massage if your client does not have a lot of active acne. So here, I won't bore you with the details, but obviously the goal is to stabilize the sebum production and provide a more of a purifying and stabilizing action for the acne conditions. Once this is all done, we go into application of mask purite, which you had already met. Mask stays on for about 15 minutes. At this point, it is removed completely. For application that is the end application, you can use that 1/4 of the C17 serum as a leave-on product, okay? Or in addition to this, and this is more for normal to combination skins. This is not a product that's included in this packet, but you can definitely purchase it, which is Creme C17 or C17, G6. this cream is kind of an end of care for normal to combination skin. So you can definitely utilize that. Whereas for the oily skins, you can then just remain with using the C17 serum as the final cure, final application. So Kate is asking, after using the blue ampule, we do not necessarily need to warm up the skin. You don't necessarily have to. No. So this is just an extra step that you maybe if somebody has very kind of, stubborn extractions, you anticipate that, but technically you don't need to. This product does a wonderful job on its own. And one more thing that I forgot to mention, about this Anti-Comedone serum is that you can purchase it separately. So you can technically add it to any other treatment if you do have a client who really requires a lot of extractions, okay? So this is, of course, up to you, up to your own judgment when you're looking at that client. Okay. So far we went through 2 treatments that are more basic in nature for skin type, 1 purifying treatment, and then of course you're probably wondering, what about those clients that come in and say they have sensitive skins or they really do present themselves and you're kind of like, ooh, what do I do for this client? Very sensitive, irritated, red skins, what do I use? We do have a product called Sensi PHYT in the retail line. So you probably have met that already. But in this situation here, we do have a treatment that is also dedicated to it. Now, this treatment is slightly different. This treatment, you will not have the same components as you saw before. So number one thing that we need to remember about it is that we use this treatment without Naturederm. Okay, so this disinfecting product that you chose at the very beginning is not used here because you do not want to subject a sensitized or sensitive skin to a treatment with alcohol. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is the fact that we actually use its own unique cleanser and makeup remover. This is included in the packet. Okay, so let me take you through it and we'll show you what's in it. So from step 1, you're going to use a Démaquillant Visage, which is your sensitive care, a milk cleanser that you're going to be using uniformly across the skin. So if you notice here, ingredients are quite different. In our latest one, which is available for pretty much every other treatment out there, we do have some lemon, we do have some verbena. Those are a little bit aggressive on a sensitive skin. So here, there is a very careful selection of ingredients that actually reinforce the skin. Things like shea butter, sweet almond oil, right? And the cotton flower extract, which is really that kind of balancing effect, anti-redness, very, very soothing to the skin. So that is something that we will be able to use here. Then, of course, we do have its even separate makeup remover for the eyes. So this treatment will come with that. And it is actually something that has been specifically formulated for those delicate eyes. Usually when clients come in and have sensitive skin on the body or on the face, they will have very, very sensitive eyes as well. So that's why the company had went ahead and actually produced a specific makeup remover for this treatment. Also, there will be its own unique toner. You have actually, this is a large vial. You do not need to, you don't dilute it with water, but rather you will be using it 3 times. So at the beginning of the treatment, of course, and middle section and after the mask, and then towards the end. And then, of course, in addition to this, we also do have a specific serum, which is, again, oil-based. If you notice, these products are also completely clear. There are no components from any ingredients here that add a little bit of coloring. So that was definitely selected for a purpose, and that you limit some of the potential irritants to the skin, okay? So we apply that, and of course we proceed to a very kind of careful massage. If your client can withstand application of the massage that is 15 minutes and effleurage, you can continue to that. But typically here, pressure point massage will be more well tolerated. So more of a very sensitive type of massaging options. You can also reserve quarter of the serum for application at the very end of the service as well. Okay. So we do have a mask here that is specifically formulated for this treatment only, and you have an option of using it 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes your client, the rule of 4, right? With sensitive skin, less product, less manipulation, less time, and less heat. So here you have that option for actually shortening the service if your client is very touch sensitive too. So this is why the mask is also applicable here in even 10 minutes. Once the mask has been applied, remove it very gently. Typically we remove it here with 2 cottons soaked in a sensitive perfection lotion, so the toner that comes with it. And Kate had another great question here. Can we add Kapil Rose? Absolutely you can. So if you have rosacea client, I would suggest you do that. Okay, it will be an awesome option for you. And then, of course, we finish with our sensitive protective cream here, which is also something that your client can go ahead and purchase in a retail. And that is either the emulsion Apesant, or actually now it's emulsion Sensifits, or creme Sensifits, depending on their overall skin type. Okay, emulsion is slightly lighter. So this is our sensitive care treatment. And with that in mind, of course, we can transition to something that is a more sought after, but I think general public, and that is anti-aging care. For that type of application, we will have Serum Multivita, which is our most popular anti-aging treatment for clients out there. This one's a little bit more involved because you do have a stimulating component. So if you notice here, we're coming back to using our Naturderm, we're using our makeup removers, we have the same latest one and the tonique that we saw before. Our exfoliation typically here will be Gomash Contact Plus, but sometimes if you have a client with maybe a mixed complexion, you might want to use the Nature Peel on areas of the T-zone. And that will give them an effective exfoliative option. Here, what we will do is we'll actually now proceed right after the exfoliation. We will proceed to application of a very specific ampule, which is highly stimulating. This product, just a little warning here, it is based on a cinnamon extract. So for you and for your clients, this will mean that sometimes from time to time, a client may have sensitivity towards cinnamon. And typically in this situation, clients will have actually full-on allergies. So be aware of that. Do not use this product if your client is sensitive to cinnamon. But other than that, you will apply this product in small circular motions, and typically we apply a little bit first to the wrinkles. So whenever you see a wrinkling area, so this could be the forehead, the number 11s, you know, the crow's feet just really outside of the eye contour here, and of course within the nasolabial fold, you will notice that the action of this product is almost like a pro-erythemic. Your skin will get quite red. Okay, and your client will feel tingling sensation and heating sensation. So do warn them a little bit. And then, of course, once we kind of apply it to those areas that need the most stimulation, that we take whatever is leftovers and apply it pretty much everywhere else in light circular movements, just really, really avoiding the eyelashes, the eye contour, and the eyelids. Okay, very important for those areas because that can be quite irritating. Once this product is applied then for 5 to 8 minutes, we will then remove it with the Oshibori. And one of the things that you will notice is as you're removing it, you really feel it the most at that moment. Okay, so be prepared for that. Your client should also be prepared for that as well. What's really cool about this product is that outside of the cinnamon essential oils, which are the pro-erythemic, you stimulate microcirculation, you get a better delivery of oxygen into the treated areas. You also do have supply of very, very unique ingredients. So silicone and horsetail. Those are ingredients that work to kind of give you a little bit more of the effect on your connective tissue. So for your collagen, for your elastin, these ingredients are going to be fantastic. Okay, so then, of course, after the application and removal of Prelude 108, oh, and one more thing I want to mention here. We do have this also in an extra fort, so extra strength formula. This is an extra purchase, but for those clients who are really, really that kind of leather-like skins that are very sun damaged, that might be a good offer to also incorporate. So here we are going to have a situation when we have two specific cares, one that is water-based and one that is based on more of an oily substance. So the Serum Multivita is a water-based serum. This is the largest ampule that is in your products here. You will actually open this ampule a little bit differently. You will notice it actually breaks open where that white little line is. So again, taking a tissue over your fingers, break it open. You don't need to open the other end. Okay, water-based product will come out very, very easily. And you want to apply about 3/4 of it, manipulate it into the face, the neck, décolleté. You will probably have enough to stretch it even to the upper arms. So I would actually suggest that you stretch it like on the inside of the upper arms, where a lot of women who have mature skin will have a little bit of a slacking skin, like right in the entry of the armpit. You can apply that product for that. Now, here there is a very specific manipulation, which is PHYT's chopsticks massage. Those chopsticks obviously were available when the company first launched the product. They're no longer available, and you can you can definitely do the same manipulation by just doing it with 2 of your fingers, and it's kind of like a micro kneading massage for your wrinkles. So I don't have the options of showing you that here, but if you ever step into a treatment training here, I will be able to give you a little bit of an idea of how to perform it. It's very, very easy, but you probably want to do it over a period of 7 to 10 minutes just to kind of manipulate the wrinkles themselves, right? So with this specific serum here too, you're going to notice that we do have a very good quality or supply of vitamin C, which comes from the acerola fruit, and carrot beta carotenes, which are of course also something that accelerates the kind of metabolic effects in the skin too. So very, very stimulating. And once this is fully absorbed and the little micro massage has been concluded, you then apply an anti-wrinkle serum, which is your Serum Anti-Irritant. Both of those serums, by the way, have counterparts in your retail too. So if your clients really do say, oh my God, I love the scent, I love how it feels, you can then right away make a recommendation for retail for them. You will be shocked how easy it is to sell these items to these clients, because remember, the very beginning I said, people actually do almost develop this like emotional attachment to the PHYT's product. So once they know what it feels like, they have experienced it in a treatment room, they right away want it for home. So this serum is oil-based. The idea behind being oil-based is that it's nourishing to the skin. So a lot of clients with very mature skin types particularly will notice that they need that extra help of the nourishing oils. It also does have, however, more of a tonifying and regenerating effect. And it does feel very comfortable on the surface of the skin. So you do not remove it. You apply it, perform your massage, and you continue to a brand new mask. Actually, long time ago, or actually not that long time ago, some time ago, the treatment had a different type of mask. But right now they switched to this specific brand new mask called a mask Liss and Lift, which is a cream-based mask. You're going to apply it onto the skin, leave it for about 15 minutes. And if you notice, before removal, you want to just re-emulsify this product either with your eau de Gomash, which is that spray on water, or a little bit of the toner, kind of work it in, and then remove it completely with your Oshobori. At that point, you're going to then have the reserved amount of your Serum Multivita, right? You have that 1/4 of the ampule, which you can apply onto the skin. And you finish with one of our more popular products within the retail range, which is Creme Absolute. This product is fantastic. The scent of this product is, you don't even have to tell your clients about the benefits of it, although there are plenty, but you're going to pretty much make your sale right on the spot there. It's very, very easy to do that. It's a super luxurious application. So that is a little bit about our anti-aging care. And then, of course, for your hydration, you do have options as well. This is a very different treatment. It is a little bit more on the expensive side, but it is because it is based on hyaluronic acid that comes from a natural sourcing. It's quite expensive for the company to be able to do that. They do not use synthetic materials, so they cannot use synthetic hyaluronic acid. They actually take this hyaluronic acid from vegetal sources. And we do have, and this is something that we have to drive home, even though this is a natural range of products, there's a lot of science that goes into how the product is developed. And here you actually have different weights of hyaluronic acid that provide hydration at different levels of the skin. Okay. So again, we start the treatment like we described before. up to our exfoliation, which you have a choice here of the two. But once the exfoliation is concluded, you're going to notice the treatment is incredibly simple. However, the kind of like the luxury of the experience of the products, it is something very, very unique. So you're actually applying a water-based product first, which is this concentrate irritant, and this product here has a gel type like formula that turns into almost like a jelly-like product on the surface of the skin. It has a bit of an interaction with the skin's I would say almost like a temperature exchange, and it becomes something that will completely absorb into the skin. You will notice. So here you can apply about a 3/4 of this product, and like always, you can reserve a little bit for the final application. Okay, so it's completely up to you. And then we continue to a product which is, again, resembles more of a gel-like application, but it turns into oil upon application. So there's a little bit of that changing of texture, which is amazing for the client to experience. And with this product here, the Serum Comfort, you can then perform your lymphoenergetic massage. Okay, so your effleurage-based techniques or the lymphoenergetic massage, or even sometimes both. So once this product is almost fully absorbed into the skin, so you will notice that the two layers of the serums will almost attract each other, and the full kind of application will be that there's almost nothing left on the skin, but the skin feels uber comfortable and super hydrated. The mask that comes with the treatment, this is part of your treatment purchase. This mask is a rubberizing mask. I cannot describe this mask enough in terms of its pleasantness. Not only is it super, super simple to apply and work with, it is also very, very attractively scented. It almost smells like oranges with like a little bit of a floral scent. It is fantastic. Like, clients cannot get enough of it. I even have clients who come in for other treatments and they will say, oh, can you use that aqua mask that you use on me? So, this is something that you can also opt out for. It is fantastic, fantastic product. You can see here that it's very easy to mix it. So about 2 doses of the powder with 2 doses of cold water, about 60 ml of cold water. Make it into the creamy formula and apply it like any other rubberizing mask. You can put it directly onto the eyes, directly onto the lips. Just make sure your client can breathe through their nose. You leave it on for 15 minutes and then kind of peel it in one specific layer. So the idea here is that you're incorporating an occlusive barrier that really seals in the hydration you have accomplished by applying the 2 different serums. So it finishes the treatment really, really nicely for you. And then once the mask is peeled off, you can, of course, refresh the skin with a little bit of toner at that point. But you have option of 2 different products that you can finish the treatment with. So your package of 13 treatment would include 6 of the Creme Irritant and 6 packets that will include the fluid. So pay attention to this because you're going to notice you will need to use one or the other. The Creme Irritant, so this product right here on the left, it is definitely a little bit richer in texture, and it will be suitable for clients who obviously came here because of dehydration, but also have a dry skin. Whereas you can also offer this treatment to a client who maybe has a normal combination and dehydrated skin, okay, by applying the fluid irritant as the end of your care treatment. So up to you, you can do one or the other. And of course, you always have that reserve of your water-based serum that you can apply to the skin prior to application of either one of those 2 options. Okay? So lots and lots of different ideas with these treatments. All right. Then we're going to transition to a treatment that is offered for clients who have pigmentary changes. Now, this treatment, I cannot sing it enough praises. It has really, really seen a lot of following. I have to say that almost with the one specific application, clients already see their skin brighter, and it's a very, very satisfying effect, especially when you're talking about a product that is naturally based, right? A lot of clients have kind of hesitation to invest in this type of treatment if they hear it's a natural product, because they may not have been this successful with using other formulas that are all natural. But as always, PHYT is very scientifically proven company, and they do, you know, produce a product that will definitely work for you. And that is the case here as well. So the Suan White Bioactive is definitely for clients who do suffer from some type of pigmentary dyschromias. The active component of this treatment, which I had discussed in my previous presentations, so that was when we talked about the retail, we discussed that it is based on compound called PWE, so PHYT whitening extract, and it's a synergy of ingredients such as beerberry extract, licorice, yarrow, parsley root, carrot, celery, and wintergreen. Okay, that is pretty much the functional effects of it, and all of those extracts have been proven in the past to have a brightening effect on the skin. Okay, so what do we do here? We start the treatment just like we described prior. We do, you know, go on to the exfoliation. However, here, the exfoliation will be already included in the treatment for you. So if you notice this little on the top left corner there, you can see there is a Gomash that is specifically, you know, applied to this treatment. And it is something that already includes the white bioactive complex. Same base as the Gomash Contact Plus. You work with it the same way as you would. But however, here you have a little bit of extra of that whitening complex added. So once the exfoliation is done, then what we do is we go into application of our water-based serum. And for this serum here, so Gomash is explained here, then white bioactive concentrate, half of it will go onto the skin right away. You're going to work it in with a good massage. You can also reserve about a half to a quarter to apply it before the end of the cream. Okay. So with application of our oily serum, we perform a massage. All of those components, if you notice, they already do have some whitening effect. So you're just kind of, you know, progressively adding to this kind of brightening action. And then finally, we apply a mask. And here we again have a peel-off mask. But this peel-off mask is mixed a little bit differently. Within the packet of your product, you will have something called the white bioactive lotion. So here you actually take 2 doses. So 2 of the kind of, you know, the little spoons that are included within the mask, 2 of those with 50 ml of cold water. And then 10 ml of this white bioactive lotion. So pretty much its entirety is added to the mask. Mixed together, applied. After 15 minutes, you can peel it off the surface of the skin. Once the mask is peeled off, you refresh the skin with toner. And then you apply the finishing cream, which is, of course, something that is relative to our retail, the creme de jour. And, of course, before that, you always can add that quarter of remaining concentrate that you had set aside. Okay? So these are our treatments pretty much for you in a kind of a scope of an overview. So we've reviewed today predominantly everything that we typically carry at Euro Essentials. So basic care, the 2 treatments that we talked about at the very beginning, so Suan Equilibre and Suan Equilibre Nourissant. So those are the 2 for the skin type. Of course, you can add the Kapil Rose to them if you'd wish. We talked about the Aqua Feeds, which we just finished, and the whitening action treatment, your sensitive action treatment, and your anti-comedone kind of anti-acne treatment. So if you notice, those are probably the more popular. Of course, there is the Suan Multivita, which is the lower one here, which we also introduced to you today. But also be aware of the fact that there are additional treatments, right? So if you notice here in the anti-aging care, there is Suan Oligovital and Suan Do. These 2 treatments we don't typically carry at Euro Essentials. They can be, however, ordered as a special order, so you can definitely go ahead and do that. But the difference between them is it's really uniquely formulated for maybe younger consumers. That also their concern is, you know, if you're thinking about application of these 2 treatments, think of skin types. So Suan Oligovital is for a drier skin conditions, right? So if the client comes in and says, but I also have a dry skin type, I want treatment specifically for that. You have it there. Suan Do, it's a little bit more refreshing and it's more for a combination to oily skin, okay? And Kate had a question here, so just to kind of set aside, Kapil Rose, no dilution and leave-on. Yes, you do not need to dilute this. This is basically a leave-on treatment. And with that also, we reviewed the Multivita treatment, which really does kind of essentially does incorporate all of the treatments that I mentioned before all in one. Okay, so you do have an option for either or, but also remember that when we perform the treatment, when we applied some of the products, there is some extra tips that can come handy. So you can also apply the end of care cream, okay, to your upper arms and your kind of cleavage area. So do not, kind of stay away from using that. Let me just interrupt. Sarah had a question. So can we use Kapil Rose for rosacea? Yes, absolutely. So in order to also discover the PHYT organic makeup, offer your client a makeup application if you have the products after the treatment that will sell the product for you. And of course, at the end of each treatment, you want to give a prescription card to your client and offer the unique kind of treatment that you have within a retail to support the effects of the professional treatment that they had just received. Now, in addition to this, so just to kind of give you an idea of overview of the last treatments possible here. So we do have unique needs care treatments, of course. So for men, we do have this more of a masculine type of a service that you can offer to them. We do have also something called Suwan Vitsima. This is a treatment for clients who are the skins are purged. We're talking about somebody who needs extreme nutrition, perhaps has a barrier dysfunction or eczema. And then there is a kind of a depuffing, against dark eye circle treatment, which is Suwan Feet Sublime Eye. Okay, so those treatments would typically do not carry all the time at Euro, but they can be ordered for you. And in addition to this, of course, there is advanced care, which I will not be covering today. But if you want to discover it, you can always contribute, to coming to the class and kind of discovering it in person when the classes resume, which I hope will be shorter rather than longer. And of course, the support of all of your retail products here. So just to leave you with a few things, I'm just going to note here that obviously none of the treatments do give you an SPF option. The PHYT line does have an SPF product, which is an SPF 30, which is UVA, UVB protection, and it's mineral sunscreen. So you obviously can always go ahead and use that in addition to your treatments. They do have some other products here that can be also very nice, but this is the product that you can kind of incorporate into your professional application, and it will help you sell the products in the future. And I did mention, of course, makeup. So there's a full gamut of makeup which you can discover. And of course, in addition to this, guys, we do offer a 15% after every webinar. So if you're thinking now, maybe, with the reopening happening and, kind of stocking up on some of the professional treatments, do take advantage. I will give you a 15% off till the end of the week. So you have a full week to make your purchases on professional products with PHYT. Take unique advantage of that. It is really something that will help you, I think, along the way. And another thing too, I will be doing another webinar. So if you're interested in very unique products that are with the Oxygen skincare, especially in support of some of the microneedling or, treatments that are more with hydrotherapy and whatnot, join me for that session as well. It'll be later this week. I believe it's on Thursday, the 25th, and I will be doing that at 1 p.m. Okay. So if you guys have any other questions, you know how to reach me most of the time. If you need to phone the office for any reason, and look for me there, do so, 416-661-6700. Thank you very much for spending the morning with me. I wish you best for the afternoon, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.